Hello everyone and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia and I'm so glad you are here today. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're watching this on the replay, know that you are guaranteed just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description below. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times, with some additional streams sprinkled in depending on the planetary movements as well as world events. If you are here live now, go ahead and click that live chat button and make any request for your healing that you might have. The first half hour to 40 minutes or so, we're going to build a crystal grid together to help support the energy healing. So whether your request is general or specific, whether you have specific stones in mind or you'd let me pick for you, whatever the case may be, go ahead and share. We're a friendly bunch in the chat. We definitely do not bite. If you are here, whether you're here live or in the future, go ahead and check out that description box below to learn more about my online Reiki classes, social media, Discord, crystal shop, and so much more. So without any further ado, let's get right in. Hello, everyone. Cora Carr, Grace, Susan, Brindley, Kimberly, welcome. And yeah, I'm just going to open up my other screen so I can see all the requests. So good to see you all. Fantastic. Good to see you. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead right into the healing grid. I'm just going to go ahead and change up the view here. Hello, Dana. It's wonderful to see you. All right, let's see. All right, so I've got to start it off with a grid. I know we've been working on Greg finding a literary agent. We're all very invested in this, so I even started us off with not only copper, which helps to get the energy moving, break up any blockages, but also with some Herkimer diamond. This helps us to, as we call upon the universe for what we need to move forward in life, to have what is in our best alignment spiritually and in terms of our greatest interest, greatest future. This helps to set us on a path for exactly those things. So, oh, Vincent, welcome in. Good to see you too. So yeah, go ahead and make any other requests that you have. This is to support Greg in finding a literary agent. Susan, it's great to see you. Tell him we are pulling from him. Or pulling for him. Let's see. Intention is for, okay, Grace, intention for your back, feet, depression. Okay, we can definitely work on that. So many choices. Breaking cycles. Okay. Yeah, what else do we have, guys? What other requests? Okay, this feels like it wants to come out. This one wants to come out. Breaking inner cycles. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear your mom has COVID. Okay. Oh, Dana, that looks wonderful. Congratulations on all the new opportunities. Good stuff. So let's start with what we have so far. I know we worked with Shungite last time, but I feel like it's popping right back in again. This one is great for physical recovery. It's awesome for stress, but it's also helpful for tissue repair. And I feel like there's been a lot of requests around that, like injuries, getting better. I know Brindley definitely will help you. Good to see you too. But also may help Grace with the back and feet and things like that. Shungite is a filter stone. It helps to filter not so great energy, just as it's also used as a filter in water. There's a good chance that your water filter system actually has some Shungite in it. But this is great for filtering out low vibe energy from your environment, including electromagnetic frequencies that some folks are a little bit more sensitive to. But it's thought to really help aid physical healing of tissue and, injury, things like that. So we'll put that here. There we go. We also have some Amazonite, which can really help the spine and the nerves. So not only is it good for kind of pain, but also for calming down any kind of the source of the pain within the spine often. It can also be really helpful for self-respect, especially for women and for anyone who works in the care services, so nurses, childcare, things like that. It's considered a lucky stone as well, Amazonite. So let's bring these around. Jumping right out of my hand. Let's do that. And I have Aqua Aura, which can be really helpful for things like depression. I struggle with that myself. There's a number of different stones that can kind of help with that. But Aqua Aura, I've been really impressed with its strength in working with that. So Aqua Aura is clear quartz that's been processed with metal, and actually, I believe in this case it is titanium. But yeah, I've been using it for things like depression, and I found it surprisingly helpful. So I'm going to bring this in for us today. Start it off right in the center. Really is a beautiful stone. I never thought much of the processed stones, but once I worked with them, I was pretty impressed. So I hope that helps, and thank you for being here, Grace. And let's see what else we have. Breaking cycles, rebirth, healing inner wounds. Gotcha. There's so many good choices for that. I'm going to go ahead with 2 stones to help with that. One is Moonstone. The other is Numite. So Moonstone is fairly common. We see it quite a bit. You've likely heard of it, if not worked with it yourself. This helps with not only lunar cycles in the divine feminine, but the cycles of life and nature, and the cycles we repeat, the lessons we need to learn, things like that. This can help us to see the patterns that are going on, so that can help us see what needs to be healed. And this is a stone of deep wisdom, divine feminine. It can help us to find what kinds of things would be helpful for us along that path, what kinds of new habits and beliefs could fill in the gaps left by the ones we're letting go of. It can also help with insight and intuition. So sometimes we almost need a little help from our guides to see what exactly is coming up. It's hard to see our shadow. It's hard to see our own undoing. This is one that can be really supportive with that, but also help your guides kind of get the message through for you. It's also really great for, in general, releasing any kind of pattern. So I want to put some Moonstone. Nuumite is quite different a stone. It's unlikely that you've heard of it unless you've been here before. It's one of those stones that it's seldom seen in the healing arts, and it is a little bit more rare. At the same time, it is deeply, deeply healing. Nuumite is about 3 to 4 billion years old. It's only mined in Greenland and only certain times of the year because the ground freezes there. This stone, as you can see, is quite dark. It's black, but if you really look as I move them gently, you can see these glints of gold. This is thought to be, as we heal the deeper recesses of ourselves, doing our deep shadow work, that we are able to go into that darkness, learn those lessons about ourselves, and then while we're there, those glints of gold are thought to represent the guidance and the wisdom and the insights that we can glean while we do that work. So it's a very balancing stone for anyone doing any kind of inner work. So we're going to bring that in as well. So that's Nuumite, Nuummite. Nuumite. Thanks for being here and all the best. Come back soon for sure. Brinley, hello. We've already got the literary agent. Okay. For healing from illness and injury, there's definitely a couple of really good ones. Rutilated quartz is one we've used quite a bit. It does help with healing up from illness and injury, but particularly illness that would kind of take your energy, zap your energy a bit. It's also great for preventing illness in much the same way. It helps to bolster your reserves of energy. So additionally, it can help send the healing right to where it needs to go. Deeply grounding and balancing of mind and body. So if you are trying to find some balance in that regard, if your mind is kind of running away from you, this can be a really helpful stone. So rutilated quartz. And I hope your mom feels better soon. I also have green kyanite, which will help with the lungs. I hope that lungs are okay, but just in case, because COVID does tend to settle there for lots of folks and cause breathing issues, I'll bring in some green kyanite as well. Hey, Hart, good to see you. You're so welcome, Kimberly. All right, and we have letting go of the idea that your life is defined mostly by things you overcome, falling in love with doing things creatively and not for a purpose. That is a whole lot of lessons. My goodness. It's our society tends to be, well, the energy is only worthwhile if it pays some kind of dividend, if it serves some, almost financial or monetary purpose. And, this whole idea of overcoming all these things, like sometimes it's just meant to have some radical acceptance. It's something I definitely learned about and noticed on a much deeper level when I became handicapped some years ago. I know you're struggling with some physical recovery. So yeah, it's a whole lot of lessons. It really is. If you're on social media at all, you may enjoy the insights of Imani Barbarin. I'll actually type that into the chat so you can find her. I recommend this to anybody that's struggling with who we are, how we are, and acceptance versus society and its view of these things, and how we internalize those things. So yeah, Imani Barbarin, on like a Twitter as well as TikTok, and probably a few other things as well. So I hope that helps. Yes, and Heart, I do owe you a phone call. I've just been having a very, very busy week. Intentions for decluttering, heart health. So I'm so sorry about that, Heart. I will reach out to you today. Transmutation, flow of abundance. Gotcha. So Brinley, let's work on that. Definitely some blue kyanite. Let's work on that. Let's do some blue kyanite. Blue kyanite is radical self-acceptance. Accepting yourself and loving yourself for exactly who you are and how you are. Also helps with intuition in terms of understanding the guidance coming through. So if you're struggling with dreams, meditation, any kind of intuition coming in, even tarot card reading, you're struggling with, but what does this mean? What is the message that's coming through? Blue kyanite can really help. It's a wonderful stone of, just like I said, radical self-acceptance. Seeing ourselves as lovely, wonderful, worthwhile people exactly as we are. And then whatever we do with that is really our choice. We're leading our lives as we choose to lead them, not because we have to justify or validate or overcome something. Prehnite is also helpful for that. It's helpful for refusing unfair demands and requests. And yeah, sometimes those things run hand in hand. Sometimes those requests are coming from inside the house. Like, I know I've struggled with that. Like, sometimes we have to stand up to ourselves and say, wait, am I asking myself something that is not reasonable? Am I setting expectations in a way that are not the healthiest, but also not something that's really attainable, and almost torturing myself? That's been my personal journey. I don't know if it's yours, but it just came to mind to bring out. It's also really helpful for, again, prophecy and divination, but also spiritual teaching and finding your own spiritual path, which can help as you move into any kind of change. Finding your own spiritual path can be really worthwhile and help you find where you want to go based on what your wants and desires are, not everyone else's. So prehnite is a deeply spiritual stone and a very wise stone at that. So we'll bring both of those in. And I wish you all the best. I know you're crushing it right now, and I wish you all the best. Good to see you here as always. And yeah, so at least this way, whatever purpose you're doing things for is your own purpose, which is the most important one. So intentions, transformation, transmutation, overflow of financial abundance. I love all of those Korakar. So transmutation, definitely Smoky Quartz. Where did I put my Smoky Quartz? I just had it. Here we go. Protection, calming energy, but absolutely changing things up. This can also help with changing beliefs. So I know we had that request from Kimberly. This also helps just move the flow of energy, but this is a stone that can help actually change the energy, not just move it out of the way or deflect it or absorb it, but actually shift it and make it into something else. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Smoky Quartz. Smoky Quartz is one of those stones that's often suggested for things like Reiki. Just as it moves the energy. So just put some right around the spiral there. Overflow of financial abundance. I definitely feel that. Let's bring that in. When is that a bad thing? It's not. Financial abundance. Let's bring in some citrine. It also helps with, we've gotten a lot of, I've gotten a lot of feelings when doing work for folks that like balance is really called for now, and citrine is absolutely a balancing stone as much as it is an abundant stone. So there it is, that beautiful orangey yellow. Got some more here. Where do we want to put these guys? Go. Calling in all that financial abundance. Citrine, or really anything that manifests or visualizes your intention to bring in financial abundance. Back left corner of your house or a particular room from the doorway entering in is the money corner. So go ahead and place anything, affirmations, requests from the universe, cash box, wallet, anything like that in that corner with the intention that the money flow in. And fire quartz. Oh, we got the citrine already. Let's see. And fire quartz. We got the citrine, red tiger eye, sunstone, aventurine, jade. Trying to see if we can get the jade in there. The only jade that I have, and jade is a perfect stone for all of these things. The only jade I have are these lovely flat slices. So I want to put this in the center here without totally destroying the grid. That might be too big. Yeah, let's use this guy instead. Let's see how steady my hands can be. Do that. There we go. So we have our Smoky Quartz, Citrine, Copper, Aqua Aura, and Jade, which is wonderful for prosperity, fortune, and success. It's an all-around good omen stone. There's a reason it's sacred in China. All of them. Orange Sunstone helps us to dream big and think big of our own potential. when we stand in our own way, when dreaming where we want to go, when thinking, what are my goals? This helps us take our potential for goal setting and expand on that, expanding what we see of ourselves, expanding what we know we can do. This helps us get out of our own way in that regard. So Sunstone, we did not come here to play small. Okay, there we go. Aventurine works well with it. This helps in a much more heart-centered way to support the orange sunstone, where that's about dream big. Aventurine is about supporting you to see a bigger vision of yourself. It heals those internalized wounds. It can also be great for the actual physical heart. But yeah, it very much expands our vision of what we can be. Also helps with learning, especially if we're learning new computer skills. This can be great. But yeah, seeing ourselves not as just like, okay, this is what I can go for and this is the next step in where in my career, in my life, but thinking maybe I can be something more than that. Maybe I can do something different. This can be a great stone to help with that. Also thought to be good for allergies and eye problems. So if you're struggling with those, we've got some help. Did I miss any? Yes, fire quartz and red tiger eye. Red tiger eye is highly protective, and it really helps for manifesting resources, particularly money, in a hurry. So here is red tiger eye, just like golden tiger eye, but was formed closer to iron in the Earth's crust. Great for perspective in terms of protection, thinking of ways to help ensure your safety in addition to just being very protective in its own right. It can also help deflect any negative energy that's intentionally set to you. So we'll bring in some red tiger eye. Go. Let's even put a little bit there. Okay, so that's red tiger eye. Fire quartz helps to put some oomph and some grounding energy into our motivations. Yes, we want to go here. Yes, we have these goals, but how do I start to show up and actually get the work done to move in that direction? If that's what you're struggling with, fire quartz can be really helpful. And just like with the red tiger eye, fire quartz is clear quartz that has been formed in the Earth's crust a little bit closer to iron, giving it that sort of reddish color. And you can see even in the stone here, there's definitely almost like a rust color to that sedimentary stone that's there. So yeah, fire quartz. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. All right, we're making room for everybody. Thank you so much for being here, Cora Carr, and all the best to you. So let's see, Dana. Decluttering, heart health. So definitely heart health. We've gotten here a couple of times. Prioritizing and completing tasks and intuition. Yep. We're going to bring in some Dumortierite, which was a gift from Jennifer Vatza. Definitely check out her channel, Jennifer Vatza, Vatza. She also has a crystal shop. She's awesome. She's a grad of mine. She's a neighbor of mine, and a lot of us are all good friends outside of live streaming as well. Helps with pent-up anger, tidiness, and even frustration. having patience with ourselves as we transition and move into new directions, new courses of action, and new goals. We can also say, yeah, completing tasks for sure. This can help with that patience that goes along with that. Also great for anything that feels hopeless, as well as anything that's sort of Uranus-like energy. And Uranus-like energy is like chaos, like the unpredictable. If you feel like you're going through something that's just tumultuous and unpredictable, this can be a great stone as well. Very calming, very supportive, and one of those stones that works slowly over time. And intuition. Intuition, we have our Moonstone, our blue Kyanite, and even Numite. So I think we're good there. And awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Vincent. I really wish you all the best. Yeah, I'm doing the declutter too. It's something after a couple years of living at home with COVID. It's like we don't even see the things right in front of our face anymore. I absolutely get it. A Smoky Citrine in the wealth corner. Oh, that sounds divine. That sounds absolutely divine, a Smoky Citrine. I've not seen a Smoky Citrine anytime recently. I mean, I've seen lots of pictures. I don't even know that I've seen it, firsthand. So, ametrine is a stone that is amethyst and citrine together because they are very similar stones. They do form together under the Earth's crust. The only real difference is if there's more pressure and heat under the Earth's crust over a long period of time, that amethyst turns into citrine. And I think, did someone request amethyst? Ah, yes, Dana, you said amethyst pieced with upcoming move and leaving a job for new opportunities. I'm so glad that jogged my memory. Let me bring in that amethyst. Amethyst is a great stone of support and internal support. What is mine? What do I need to work on? Owning our tasks, owning our responsibilities, even prioritization, so it can really help with Vincent's intention as well. But also anything that's not our responsibility, not our circus, not our monkeys. This can help us really settle into that and leave to be done what is not ours. It's good for boundaries in that regard, but it's also a very hopeful and supportive stone. It helps us to grow while giving us encouragement, and for leaving your job for new opportunities and a move. Congratulations. Couple of stones are coming to mind. I think I'm going to bring in some Lapis. Career improvement. It also aids what Vincent was asking for with organization and decluttering, and it also helps with inflammation, which is something that Susan requested. So let's go ahead and bring in the Lapis. Lapis is great for career advancement and moving forward. It's also great for integrity, like if you're looking for new colleagues, if you're looking for a new job, that you'll be able to look at each other face to face and be very honest, see the integrity, and hopefully get kind of the best of work environments and relationships with new folks, new colleagues. So let's bring that in. Fantastic. Oh, thank you all so much. This is such a beautifully grounded yet intuitive grid. This is such a, I want to have vision, I want to know where I'm going spiritually, and I want to make the actions to move forward on it kind of grid. Absolutely love the energy of this grid. Thank you all so much for facilitating that build. And let's go ahead and... Your pet rocks want to have a play date with my pet rocks? That sounds great. That sounds great. We should do that. We should do that. I'll bring out a whole bunch of Epsom salt. We can clean them all. We can watch them. We can watch them play. We can put on a program for them. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to get to the part of the program where I pick a couple of stones that I think can really help support the grid that you all built with your intentions, and you all will vote on it while I am briefly explaining what Reiki is to those who are new to the concept. So just pardon me a moment while I peek through and see what other stones can help. Okay. So my suggestions. One is Septarian. Sometimes folks will call this dragon's egg. Septarian helps us to learn emotional lessons while we're going through a lot. So a lot of the intentions I see here were based around breaking cycles, moving forward, leaving things behind, which are all beautiful. This will help us to learn those lessons as easily and as readily as possible so that we can leave those lessons behind as we move forward and embrace our future. So we love that. The other is Indigo Gabbro. Indigo Gabbro is, sometimes it's called mystic merlinite, different than actual merlinite. Indigo Gabbro helps us to see our habits that get in our own way. It's I usually describe it as like detrimental tendencies, the things that we do that slow us down, that impede our progress, but just our sort of habits. It brings them to our attention so that they can be dealt with. And so I feel like that complements a lot of the intentions I saw today. So Indigo Gabbro, Septarian, go ahead and vote. I never know how this vote is going to go, ever. And I will briefly explain what Reiki is to those of you who are new while y'all are doing that. If you haven't already liked the stream, please consider doing so. It helps drive people in to hang out with us so we can grow the crew and find even more amazing, wonderful people to hang out and support one another as we heal. So, bear with me one moment. So hello again, and as I mentioned at the top of the hour, I'm Danielle Stimpson from Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and the style of Reiki that I work with is known as Usui Reiki. This particular method comes from Japan around the early 1920s, and it's one method of many that have existed for thousands of years, but this particular method is really based in the energetic concepts found in Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan. And woven within this method are elements of Hinduism and esoteric Buddhism, as well as a number of other different things. Usui was an incredible man. He studied from different folks, he worked with different folks, and he created this method to connect with this energy in a way that would help neutralize differences of sort of religious and spiritual opinion. So to sort of unite and support everyone where they were at, rather than, saying this is the way, this is the only way. It was more like, here's a method, see if it works for you. And I think that's really kind of the exact medicine we could use at this point in history. The concept of working with this energy, like I said, exists for thousands of years. It's thought that everyone has access to this energy. It's running through you right now. It's running through me right now. Everyone else that's here, everything that's around me and behind me, everything that's around you and behind you. This Reiki energy, or spiritually guided life energy, is one that our body, mind, and spirit are already very familiar with. It helps support balance on all of those levels, and our being is essentially what puts that to best use. Setting an intention for your healing, setting a request for the healing is a wonderful way to help direct it, but you don't have to. And also, Reiki will always support whatever is in your highest good. So no matter where you happen to be spatially related to me, no matter where you happen to be in terms of time related to me, we are all connected by this energy. So I can send it to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, you can go ahead and enjoy the healing just as much as you would have here live. And for those of you who are here live, I will be sending energy for about 25 minutes. You'll hear the music turned up. You'll see the lights turned down. The lights will very gently move through several different colors, but they will never flash nor strobe, so you are absolutely good there. At the end of that 25-minute time, you'll hear my voice come back in. I'll invite you to take a deep breath and start to come back to your body. You're welcome to go on ahead and enjoy a nap, or disconnect whenever you like, or hang out and feel free to ask me some questions at the end, or share any experiences you have. If you have questions or experiences to share after the fact, go ahead and use the comments below, join us for a live, or reach out to me through social media or Discord, and I will be honored and humbled to help you with that. Because Reiki meets us whenever and wherever we are for our own individual greatest healing good, you will have your own personal session, and it is really just for you. You can lie down, sit up, close your eyes. Maybe you'll feel to take a nap. Maybe you'll be sort of mentally thinking things through in a way you haven't been able to. Maybe some feelings will pop up. Maybe you'll have some intuitions. Maybe it'll be a combination of a bunch of those things. Whatever the case might be, you don't have to force your mind to be quiet, and you don't have to focus on anything unless you want to. If you do want to set any intention at any point in time during the session, just bring it to mind and let it go. Thank you so much for being here today. It is an honor and a privilege. I will hold the space. I will keep all of our individual energies separate and protected. while the Reiki energy flows through and supports all of you right where you happen to be. Enjoy your session, and let's go check out what won the vote on the grid. Oh, both. It's never both. It's always both. It's always both. It's always both. I'm actually going to go ahead and just gently change up the screen as well so you can enjoy a little bit more of the grid while I send. There we go. Okay. And so I will put in the Septarian. Let's see. Here. 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 Indigo Gabbro. Here. So get cozy, move around all you need. Go ahead and get a glass of water at any time you need it. You can mix this healing with anything that feels right to you, whether it's stretching or journaling or just enjoy from the comfort of however you find yourself, wherever you find yourself. I will come back for you in about 25 minutes, which here will be at about a quarter after, and I will see you all then. Enjoy the session. invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly start coming back to yourself. Taking a deep breath in and out. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It was an honor and a pleasure to share this space with all of you. Today is Friday, August 19th, 2022. And I will be back at 8 p.m. Today, East Coast US time, for another round of community distance Reiki. And I'll be back on Sunday at 8 p.m. Thank you, Heart, and welcome in, Inferno. W, you're so welcome. Wonderful to see you all. As always, you are always welcome here. As a reminder, there's links in the description for my online Reiki classes, as well as for my social media and all that good stuff. Online Reiki classes from now through the end of the year are currently enrolling, as are online sessions, personalized distance sessions, and tarot readings are available there too. It's wonderful to see you all. Oh, you're welcome, Vincent. Let me know if you need any help with as you declutter and downsize and do all those good things. Let me know if you need any kind of storagey type things. If I have them, I'm happy to share. And also, I believe one of my neighbors is moving, so they might have some of the same too. So let me know. Ah, Susan, your head did the tilt thing again. Yeah, your head clears like it's, I thought it was fog. Your head clears like you've been in kind of like a spiritual fog, or almost like a deep meditation, and all of a sudden it's like pop. Yeah. Let me know. You can let me know now, or if it's more private, you can let me know in email or something, or social media, or what have you. It's your head. Oh, you said it's your head. Gotcha. I was going to say which energy center. Sometimes it's other energy centers, like if you feel other energy centers in your body. Yeah, there can be some energy work you can do around it. It depends on if you want to open it up more or if you want to ground it a little more. I would suggest learning how to ground it first, and then start with like expanding it if you want to expand it. And I'll definitely keep working on an explanation of what that might be as well. Oh, thank you, Dana. Oh, I look forward to seeing you next week then. Oh, I'm excited. You're welcome, Kimberly. I hope to see you again soon. You're always welcome here. Yep, we're a fun crew. Come hang out with us. Come to the light side. We've got crystals. I'll work on some techniques for grounding that energy. But let me know too, Susan, if this is interrupting your sleep at all, because there's definitely crystals for that. Barbie, you're very welcome. I'm so glad you're here. But yeah, Susan, there's a lot of energy work you can do on it. I'm trying to think what might be the most beneficial. I might need to think on that a little bit. But honestly, anything close to yoga or any kind of meditation might be helpful, especially if it focuses on grounding. Okay, good to hear. No sleep disruption. I'll keep thinking about it. Oh, Barbie, you feel grounded and lighter. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, if ever you sometimes grounding, especially after, like, if you have that kind of energy where it's like a pop of energy, some people do get it at night and it disrupts their sleep. Some folks are even, at first they think it's almost like an entity disturbing their sleep when really it's their own energy. Things that can help you ground your energy are, like, for example, sitting straight up like I am now, so that your perineum touches the chair or whatever you're sitting on. If you feel comfortable sitting on the floor like that, that's an option, or even just a hard-bottomed chair. That can help to ground the energy. Also, moving the energy down the legs. Like if you just simply, whether you're sitting or lying down, like as some of you know, I have problems with my legs. So I actually have an ottoman right in front of me under my desk, where most people would put their legs, and my legs are usually in front of me. And so they're like elevated. Sometimes I have my legs crossed, sometimes they're straight out. I usually move around. But you can go ahead and just sort of sweep down the legs, and even, like, if you can, work the feet to help ground. But the energy, the Kundalini energy, is at the base of the spine. So anytime that you can bring, like, your perineum and your hips square to the ground with the intention of grounding, that can help. You can yes, I think that's what's opening up is Kundalini. Yes, W. Kundalini can be helpful for that. Sometimes those pops of energy are actually Kundalini energy, which is the serpent energy at the base of the spine, coming up and opening and causing that kind of popping. Sometimes the energy center above where you feel that pop is a little bit blocked, so we feel it here rather than here. Other times we feel it here, and it's like, okay, good, Kundalini is happening. Your energy, which means your energy centers are open. Your personal energy that lays at the base of the spine is rising up naturally, which is a good thing, but it can be very overwhelming. And if you feel like it's overwhelming, frightening, ungrounding, grounding exercises can help. Anything that brings your hips kind of square to the ground. I'll even see, maybe I'll do like a guided meditation. One that I do with a lot of students who struggle with this is to sit with their hips square to the ground, whether it's in a chair or on the floor, and then visualizing either tree roots growing out their root or their perineum into the ground and spreading roots into the ground and feeling stable, or even seeing an anchor drop way down low out of the perineum and into the core of the earth. Whichever kind of imagery might help. But sometimes even feeling the feet, grounding your root chakra can help. If it feels uncomfortable or anything like that, grounding stones can be very helpful. Things like the root chakra stones like red jasper can be helpful. Any of the darker stones, black tourmaline, black onyx can be very helpful. Tapping down and up your legs and back helps you to get up in the morning and get moving. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, if you're not feeling any ill effects, it's actually a really good thing. It's just your energy is moving unabated. You're in a lot of balance, so that's a good thing. I would say pay attention to your intuitions. It's a great time to journal. See if what's popping up is making sense for you. And I might be able to not only recommend a couple books, but I might even be able to like loan you a couple, like mail them to you for you to read and enjoy for a little bit, or just give you the names of the books if you want to grab them on your own or see if they're on Kindle. But yeah, as long as it feels great and it doesn't feel unbalancing, it's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, yeah, your energy is moving. So here's the, and I'll just move this back over to my face here. Okay, so the chakras basically run up the center of the body. The root is at basically like aiming down between the hips towards the ground if we were to stand up. And our crown is like the reverse of that. It shoots up from the head. The crown is enlightenment, it's interconnectedness of all things. And the root is connection to the earth, vital needs, primal urges, fight or flight. Okay, the serpent power. Yeah, it's think I have it out in my living room because I was rereading it. But yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, definitely the different. There's also a Feuerstein book that can be. It's a little dry reading, but it's helpful. Let me see the name of the book. Yeah, I'm going to type a name of the book into the chat. Because there's that one, and there is the name of the author is George Feuerstein, but his name George doesn't have an E on the end. So I just typed it in there, and there is I used to have this book, but I gave it to somebody else who was having similar stuff to like what you're having. It's called Tantra, the Path of Ecstasy, which a lot of times in the West, and especially in the US, when you say Tantra, people automatically start giggling and thinking about the books that you get and give around like a bachelorette party. It's not it. It's way more than that. His book goes into, because there are practices of using this energy or getting this energy to move using sex as one of the modes of moving that energy. But then there's also practices of asceticism and purposefully withholding that for that purpose of bringing up that energy. And then there's everything in between. There's lots of practices in between. Long and short of it, those are all ways that people are trying to get their energy to move in the way that yours already is. So you're looking not so much at how to get that energy to move, you're looking at like what the deeper meaning of that is, and George Feuerstein does go into it in that book. So I just wanted to let you know like why you would hear the name of that book and go, oh, this sounds like not quite what's happening. If that makes sense. So yeah, that's the name of the book. You were nervous to ask about this? Yeah, it's a very natural, normal thing. In Chinese medicine, there's a different way of looking at it. The haras, or the seats of energy, the main one is beneath the navel. Another one is at the heart, and another is here. They very much relate to what the chakras would mean. They're very similar. But the central path is the governing and conception vessel. Like up the back is one, down the front is the other. And then here in what we see is Chakra Theory, which comes from India, there's the one line up and down the middle going through all the chakras called the Sushumna, and it just sort of goes up and down the middle. And then there's the two star-crossed kind of curvy lines that go around the chakras, each from a different direction. One's the Ida, one's the Pingala, and one's the masculine and one's the feminine. And the Hindu mythologies, they meet in the middle, up at the crown, and then enlightenment. And that's actually the caduceus. That symbol, it's what it's meant to mean. Not, here's an ambulance, which we use it for that, and I don't know why, but we do. But yeah, it's a spiritual practice. People practice their whole lives to get energy to move the way that Susan's is. And Susan, you've been doing energy work for a while. You've been, I know I've worked with you for a while, and I'm proud to call you one of my students and one of my grads. So that's part of why it's coming up. So George Feuerstein's book can explain a little bit more the spiritual nuance and depth that's related to this, as can the other book. So you already have the energy moving, so you don't need to read all the practices of getting that energy to move. It's more the spiritual significance. And yeah, it can be followed by really intense intuitive hits, if that makes sense. So like intuitive guidance, psychic guidance. Yeah, but it's not harmful in any way unless you're frightened of it. And if you don't know what's happening, of course it's frightening. It can be, absolutely. So that's sort of why I always bring it up. But yeah, not too many folks experience this without attempting to make this happen over a course of many years, but some folks do. It's my theory is that you maybe worked on this in past lives, if you believe in past lives, but that's only my theory, and who am I? So I hope that helps. But yeah, there's nothing to fear about this. There's nothing bad. It's a deeply spiritual thing, so I want to make sure you have the right information. I'm glad you're excited. So yeah, anything that feels balancing. And if you do notice that your body starts to move side to side like this, but much faster, that's not abnormal for Kundalini awakening either. Yeah, it's one of the ways of, like in some shamanic practices, people would start like maybe connecting with animal spirits. Some people experience that while Kundalini is rising. And Brinley, yeah, that could be, sometimes we experience or re-experience past lives. Like sometimes a dream is just a dream. Sometimes it's like there's symbolism in those that can mean something else. And other times it's more like a past life recall or something along those lines. So if you feel like it's one particular thing out of those three, I would say it's more likely. Yeah, I hope that helps. And yeah, meditations can bring up quite a bit of things, as can Reiki sessions, as can a yoga class, as can a lot of things, can bring up like a place for this energy to move, and then we start getting intuitions and guidance, and we start getting truths start coming to us. Yeah, I'll see if I can find any more information on it for you, but I think those are two good starts. I did, oh yeah, you're totally welcome, Brinley and Susan. I did interview someone. I had a Reiki, a live podcast years ago, back in like 2012. And I actually interviewed someone about Kundalini energy and what it was and what it means. I'll see if I still have the recording. If I do, I will share it with you. I'll actually put it up in my cloud, and or even upload it here to the YouTube channel so that you can listen to it. The practitioner that I interviewed still lives local to the Philly area, so she might even be able to help. I'll see if she's still doing that kind of work. Yeah, but she's wonderful. But yeah, you're so welcome. But yeah, let me let you go for now. I'm going to look a little bit in between now and the 8 o'clock stream. So I will see what I dig up. Yeah, but congratulations. This is definitely a good thing. Yep, just keep doing grounding work with it. Anytime you feel like you have a hard time grounding, Epsom salt soak, or even just put your feet on a bag of Epsom salt until you feel better. It usually doesn't take long. It's a very powerful technique. But thank you so much for being here today. It was an honor and a pleasure as always. I'll be back at 8 p.m. and I will be back at 8 p.m. on Sunday. Those of you who have taken any Reiki classes with me, any level, I am starting the practice sessions. So basically Reiki shares for people who've studied with me. There's 2 of them next week. One of them will be Thursday evening, and the other will be Sunday morning. So take a peek at that. I sent out an email recently about it. But if you'd like the link, go ahead and reach out to me through either social media or even better yet, email. You can find that in the link in the description. Okay, so thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you all again in a couple of hours, those that feel like you can make it. Oh, wonderful, W. Cool, absolutely. I'd love to see you again. But yeah, everybody take care. I will see you all soon, and bye for now.